Hi, friends. And so I'm like, okay, I want to say something different than hello, friends, hi, friends, but that seems to be the best thing to say. Welcome. Thanks for being on. I was going to turn off my bright computer screen just because it's blinding me. So glad that you're joining. It's day 21. I am labeling this chapter the grown-up chapter, and it's not because it's like salacious things and topics and like adult content, not like rated R. That is Song of Solomon. If you want a racy book of the Bible, go to Song of Solomon. Today we are calling this the grown-up chapter because I thought that's fitting. It's day 21. When you're 21, everybody's saying, I'm an adult now. So welcome. Thanks for joining. Share, even as you're logging on, just share right away that you are on so others can get on before we get into content. And then if you want to share throughout the day, that'd be awesome. So it is chapter 21. Again, I think of it like, that teenager who's like, oh, when I turn 21, we're hoping our children who are 14 and 15 don't pull that on us, but we're doing our best to try to work so that doesn't happen. And that's not the first thing or the thing they say. And the first thing they want to do is, I'm 21 now. I'm going to move out and do what I want. But that 21, America has made that the legal age of adulthood. Some places, some countries, it's 18, and others, I think Canada, it's 19. And so, but we actually are going to call this today, I'm a grown-up now. Is that a, oh no, that's a diaper commercial. I'm a big kid now. Yeah, so that's different. This is I'm a grown-up now. And so these are three things today. We're going to talk about three things we don't get to say anymore. Three things we don't get to say anymore now that we're a grown-up now. And so, okay, I want to remind you that Proverbs is talking about Hokmah, and Hokmah is that invisible attribute of God of wisdom. Also, I want to remind you that we saw for the first 10 chapters of Proverbs, and you can totally go back and learn more about the background of Proverbs, because Proverbs chapter 1 through 10 were setting us up for these chapters, which you've probably noticed that chapters 10 to 21 so far, it feels like a lot of repetitive things. It seems like we're talking about many things per chapter. And if you haven't already noticed, you're in a chapter and you go, I feel like this is just reworded, and this is just what chapter 20 said or what the chapter before said. And that's because these are to be our daily reference points. This is our daily point of reference for a book of the Bible and for chapters in the Bible. So Proverbs really is repeating stuff, much like a parent does to a child. So a father to a son were the letters in chapters, 1 through 9. And there were these letters of, son, please listen to me, listen to my words, get wisdom, have the fear of the Lord, so that in chapters 10 through 29, there was already this desire and this readiness to listen to the rest of the Proverbs, the rest of the wisdom. Then Lady Wisdom in chapters 1 through 9 gave us 4 poems. Notice it's Lady Wisdom. That's telling us she's older and wiser. And then a father to a son is saying that it is, again, wisdom loaded to a son, to a child. So when you think about all this, what Proverbs is trying to do is parent us even when we're grown-ups. So 3 things we don't get to say anymore. The first one, I'll figure it out on my own. Don't lecture me. We don't get to say that anymore, because that's something that kids and preteens and teens would say. I'll figure it out on my own. Don't lecture me. The figure it out on my own and the I'm a grown-up or I want to be a grown-up, but I'm a kid, so I'm going to go do this on my own. That's what Pastor really talked about on Sunday, about isolation, that if Satan can just separate us, even if when we're younger, if Satan can separate us with someone that we are madly in love with, then many teenagers will go off and do the Romeo and Juliet, and it's us against the world. And it's almost like the more wisdom or adults are trying to speak sense into those who are in love, the more they just want to be us against the world. So to have